Right. So online privacy. It's a thing, right? Like we all know it's kind of going down the tubes, but
Yeah.
today, let's actually like really get into it. How much
Yeah.
data they're really getting and what we can even do about it.
Right.
So we're looking at this source. It's called Privacy is a Myth.
Okay.
It's the illusion we all bought into. Catchy title.
Yeah, definitely grabs you.
Yeah, it's a little provocative, but this isn't just going to be like a ranting privacy thing. We're really going to get into it.
Right.
So this source is saying like everything you do online, they're tracking it.
Every click, every search.
Yeah, and they call it your digital exhaust,
Oh, wow.
which I thought was a pretty,
That's a good one.
yeah, it's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Like we're just constantly spewing data.
Yeah. And it's not just that they're collecting it, they're analyzing it, packaging it, and selling it.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
It's like surveillance capitalism, right?
Exactly. That's the term.
Yeah.
Our data is the currency now.
So it's not just like those creepy targeted ads that are like, how did they know I wanted socks?
Oh, right. Exactly.
They know everything.
It's a whole system built on that data.
So this whole like Big Brother's watching you thing, that's not just like an internet thing.
Not at all. This anxiety about privacy, it's been around forever.
Really?
Think about like ancient Rome, intercepting letters, that was like political strategy.
Oh, yeah.
Victorian England, gossip was currency.
Oh, that's true.
And then you have the Cold War, with government surveillance reaching new heights.
So are you saying that the digital age is just like another chapter in this like privacy battle?
Well, this source, it calls it the Cold War on steroids.
Wow.
Except this time, we're giving them the ammo.
What do you mean?
I mean, we opt into location tracking, we use Face ID to unlock our phones, we connect all our devices.
Smart homes, yeah.
Exactly. Every convenience, there's a cost.
And that cost is our privacy.
It seems like it.
So even if I turn off location services on my phone, am I really off the grid?
Well, you'd be surprised. Even without GPS, apps can still figure out where you are.
Really?
They use Wi-Fi signals, Bluetooth connections,
Oh, I didn't think about that.
even cell tower triangulation.
Wow.
It's like trying to disappear in a world where everything's a tracking device.
Yeah, okay, that's a little unsettling. So what about people who like try to be more careful? Like they use a privacy browser. They delete their cookies. Does any of that make a difference?
I think of it like this. It's like patching a leak on a sinking ship.
Oh.
You might slow it down, but you're not going to stop it entirely.
So they're still going to get you.
The source is pretty clear. True anonymity is basically impossible.
Wow. Okay. So if we're all being tracked and monitored, what does that even mean, like, practically for our lives?
Right. It's not just about targeted ads.
What else is there?
I mean, think about the potential for manipulation, discrimination, even social control.
Okay, now we're getting kind of scary. Like, what can we actually do about this? Besides moving off the grid?
Right. That's the million-dollar question. And that's what we're going to get into next.
Okay, good. Because I'm starting to feel a little helpless here.
I get it, but it's not completely hopeless. It starts with understanding how it all works.
Okay, all right, I'm listening. Let's talk about how to fight back against this data machine.
All right, let's do it.
Hit me with the good stuff. What are our options? So we know our privacy's kind of shot, but what can we even do about it? What are our options?
There isn't like one magic solution,
Okay.
but this source talks about some steps we can take. Being more intentional with our digital lives, understanding the trade-offs.
Like not just clicking accept all cookies.
Yeah, basically. Those cookies are little trackers, you know, following you around, gathering info.
So it's just kind of like leaving your front door open.
Exactly, like anyone can just peek in.
Okay, that's a little creepy. So besides cookies, what else? This source mentioned some tools, right?
Right, things like DuckDuckGo.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's a search engine that doesn't track you.
Oh, so like instead of Google?
Yeah, and for messaging, there's Signal.
Hmm.
It has end-to-end encryption, so your conversations are private.
I've always just stuck with like the big ones, you know? They're just easier.
No, it's always about convenience versus privacy.
Oh, that's true.
Like fast food versus home cook.
So these privacy tools are like
Like
the healthy option.
exactly. Might take more effort,
Hmm.
but better for you in the long run.
Okay, I see what you mean. But what about governments? Aren't they still tracking us?
Well, all those laws about protecting our privacy,
Right.
this source says they're not really working.
It talked about the Patriot Act, right? It wasn't a fan.
No, and for good reason. Government surveillance is super sophisticated now. Everything's stored somewhere.
And what about those data breaches? It feels like every company's been hacked.
It's a huge problem. Shows how vulnerable we are.
So even if I'm careful, the companies might not be.
Right. They might not be protecting your data.
So no matter what I do, my data is not safe. That's kind of disheartening.
I get it, but this source, it doesn't just say give up, you know?
Okay, good. I was about to go live in a cave.
It says understanding how it works. That's the first step.
So knowledge is power.
In a way, yeah. Our data has value. Companies are making billions.
So we should,
Demand more control.
exactly, instead of just giving up.
But can we really bargain with these tech giants?
They rely on us. Our data is their product.
So if enough of us speak up,
They'll have to listen.
it's like strength in numbers.
Exactly, a collective thing.
But it feels so overwhelming. Like, what can one person even do?
Start small. Like we said, privacy tools, being mindful, supporting digital rights groups.
So even if I don't change the world, my choices matter.
Absolutely, it's like voting.
One vote might not change things, but you got to participate.
Exactly, same with digital privacy.
Be active, not passive.
Right, and having these conversations helps. Raising awareness, pushing for change.
I have to admit, I started this feeling kind of down about privacy, but now I'm feeling a bit more hopeful, like maybe we can't go back, but we can fight for a better future. That's the spirit. This isn't just about us, it's about the digital world we want.
Where privacy matters.
Exactly, it's valuable, not something to exploit.
So we're being all mindful and checking our settings,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even trying out some new tools, but it still feels like this whole system is working against us, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're supposed to just accept that privacy's gone and that's it.
This source actually talks about that feeling of just giving up.
Oh, really?
It says that's part of the problem. When we think privacy is dead, we stop fighting for it.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Kinda, yeah. But the source also says our data has value, you know?
Yeah.
Companies are making billions from it.
So we should be demanding more control over it.
Exactly. Instead of just accepting defeat.
But how do we even bargain with these huge companies?
Well, they need us, right?
I-
Our data is their product.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So if enough of us demand more transparency, they'll have to listen.
So it's going to be like a collective thing.
Exactly. Strength in numbers.
But it feels so huge. Like, what can I actually do?
Start small, like we talked about. Choosing those privacy tools, being mindful of what you share,
From
supporting
us.
those digital rights groups.
So even if I don't
Yeah,
change the whole system by myself, my choices still matter.
absolutely. It's like voting, you know?
Yeah.
One vote might not swing the election, but you still got to participate.
Be an active citizen.
Exactly. Same with digital privacy.
Don't be passive.
Right. And talking about it helps too. Raising awareness, pushing for change.
You know, I started this feeling kind of down,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm actually feeling a little hopeful. Like, okay, maybe we can't go back, but we could fight for something better.
I like that.
So to our listener, don't give up on privacy. It might feel like a losing battle, but your choices matter. You can help build a better future.
Well said.
And that's it for this deep dive. We hope you learned something and maybe even feel a little empowered. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and stay private.